Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. See you. Yo, yo, yo. Let's talk about it. Coach Prime and the CU Buffaloes going to the Big 12. Baby, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Welcome in, welcome in. We talking CU going to the Big 12. Baby, man, this is epic for Colorado, man. Them going back to the Big 12 is something that they needed to do. I know that they wanted to expand out west, but man, this is something they needed to do for a while, man. And I'm just thankful that, they are going back to the Big 12. Baby, let's talk about it, man. If y'all haven't heard the news, there was a board meeting today, and there is scheduled one for tonight about CU going to the Big 12. So if you haven't been paying attention to the news, be ready because everybody's about to drop about this. I'm just the first person that went live today about it. Like I said, Coach Prime and the Colorado Buffaloes will be joining the Big 12 here soon within the next 48 hours. Be on the lookout. This is major news. This is something that's been expected for a long time, but we finally getting to see that it's happening. So if you ready, buckle up, buckle up, buckle up. Because I'm telling you right now, the Colorado Buffaloes are going to be in for success. And I think with them going to the Big 12, it's actually going to help them recruiting even more because they're going to start to land more athletes than even in the Pac-12. The way they're designed of their offense and defense definitely is going to help translate to the Big 12. They don't have to do that much roster construction the way they're building this team right now going to the Big 12 because they're already building their roster for that change. It's just exciting to see them being able to step up and go to that next level, going back to their roots, going back home to where they reside at, and that's at the Big 12 level. So I'm just jumping on live here for about 15 minutes, just discussing CU going to the Big 12. If you guys haven't heard, man, I am super excited about this move. I think Colorado should have never left the Big 12, but each your own. They did it, but now they're going back to the Big 12 just because the Pac-12 couldn't come up with a media deal. Let's just keep it real. If the Pac-12 came up with a media deal, CU does not leave the Pac-12. But because they can't come up with a media deal, it helps Colorado escape to get to the Big 12, be in a 14-team league. There is a team that's being discussed that's going to come with Colorado from the Pac-12. I believe it's going to be Oregon State. I don't think it's going to be Arizona that's leaving or Arizona State. I think Oregon State is going to be the team that's going to leave for Colorado. So be on the lookout for those two teams, Colorado and Oregon State, as the two teams that's leaving the Pac-12 to go to the Big 12. I think this is an awesome move by Colorado. I really, really, really do. I love this move from them, and I'm really excited about this move. And this is what Colorado started at. They started in the Big A. They got changed to the Big 12. So I think this is good, just because all the rivalries that comes with that. So them bringing back the old rivalry games, it's going to be super exciting. Getting away from the Pac-12. I just feel like the Pac-12 already used them as an outsider. Really wasn't didn't care too much about Colorado at the media day. So this is just beyond overdue. So I'm just excited. Let me know in the comments what's your thoughts right now, man. Because I am super, super excited. I'm excited for the old rivalries. I feel like this is a conference that you should be in. Take over that Midwest region as they used to have. I do think Colorado will start to get more Texas players to go along with the Floridas and the Georgias, the Mississippi players. I do think that's going to open up a different diagram for Colorado as far as what players come to Colorado, especially when, when I talked about my last live, how the changes with, the academic rule, the transfer rule, how that helped Colorado. A lot of these things is going to go in a positive way for Colorado. Them going back to the Big 12, them going back to their roots, bring back the old rivalries. They it's definitely a conference they can win because guess what? Texas and Oklahoma is gone. They're in the SEC now. So now let's really break down the landscape. Who's in the Big 12, right? You got your Kansas, you got your K State, you got Iowa, no, Iowa's not in there. Iowa State, sorry, Iowa State, Kansas, K State, um, your Baylor's, you got UCF, which is this is what's going to get interesting about Coach Prime going to the Big 12, and that y'all got to keep y'all thing on. Colorado playing UCF in Florida. Boy, how many big time recruits is Coach Prime going to be able to get now? That's in the state of Florida, because they're going to be able to play in Florida. So now you're going to have your family that can come to an actual game in Florida and don't have to travel to Boulder. This is not what you want to do. You do not want Coach Prime playing in Florida year in, year out. I'm telling you right now, if Coach Prime is playing in Florida and the CU Buffaloes are playing in Florida, they are going to take every top recruit out of the state of Florida. You can book it. I'm telling you right now, you can book it because guess what? The state of Florida is up to hell. You already see how Florida State fans are right now about CL3 possibly committing to Colorado. I say he's coming, but I gotta say possibly committing. So Florida State fans are upset. They uproar right now. Is if you go to any social media platform, you will see the discuss talking about fire the coach, fire the defensive back coach. Man, listen, recruits are gonna come. You're gonna win some. You're gonna lose some. You're not gonna win every recruiting battle that you get into. But you got to think about it. Why wouldn't you want to play for Coach Prime? If you're a defensive back, you got a Hall of Fame coach, right? Why wouldn't you want to play for Hall of? Why wouldn't you want to play it? What up, all love, baby? But just let me know, why wouldn't you not want to play for Coach Prime? You don't. Come on, man. Hall of Famer. He's gonna have his own cleats that you're gonna be able to wear. He's going to help you get to the league. He's going to help you sustain your money. He's going to help you grow as a man. Like, what else could you ask for, right? What else could you ask for? So when you look at why Colorado's moving to the Big 12, I think it's a no-brainer, right? Because of the geographic of how the Big 12 is doing this, right? Because they're going to have Texas teams, right? You got your Texas Techs, you got your Baylors, you got your Houstons, and now you add a Florida team, UCF, in there, right? So you just piling on and piling on and piling on for Coach Prime to just win, right? Win in the recruiting world. And if y'all don't want to see Coach Prime really go to another level, don't let him go to the Big 12. Don't let him go. Because I'm telling you right now, Coach Prime going to the Big 12 is going to be the best thing that happened for Colorado, and you're going to see how this is going to work. What up, T? But yeah, um, like I said, man, Colorado, it's a win-win situation for them going to the Big 12, especially like the football world is going to be dominated by Colorado because there's too many teams in the state of Texas where Colorado is going to be seen, right? Up close in person, so you're going to want to be part of it. Then Coach Prime getting to go to Florida, no brainer. We need all that. Now, all the top recruits in the Midwest, because he's actually going to get to play against Midwest teams, they're going to take those too. So it's gonna be different battles that's coming out this year that you're gonna see. There's gonna be a lot of things that's happening that's gonna transpire that's gonna traject Colorado in an upward position, going back to the Big 12. What do you guys think about Colorado leaving Pac-12 going to the Big 12? Because for me personally, I think this is the best move they could have did. Plus the media money is going to go crazy. Oh yeah, that's one of that's one of the things I talked about is all the schools, all the Texas schools that's in the Big 12, and Coach Prime getting to go to Texas. Now he's gonna be able to still recruits from Texas that he really wants. He's gonna be able to take away from Florida because he's gonna get to play in Florida too. So those are the big takeaways that like the biggest takeaways from like them joining the Big 12 is crazy. And another team that's joining Colorado will be possibly Oregon State. So just be on the lookout for that. But man, I'm telling you, this is a great move for Colorado. If you don't understand like how much this is going to change recruiting, you talking about Coach Prime dominating recruiting. Just imagine how many 4 and 5 stars are we going to really get that's going to change the way the program, the state of the program of Colorado, just due to them going to the Big 12. Because y'all don't understand how much effect that has on being able to see a team in person versus being able to watch them on a game, right? Because you want to see how the coaches interact with players. You want to see how teams, interact with each other. So now getting to see that live and direct, and your family can see this up live in person. This is crazy. So I just want to jump on. I know a lot of people about to go live here in the next 10 or 15 minutes. I just want to jump on just to get my thoughts about, CU football, them joining the Big 12. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. If you got anything you want to comment, just let me know. I probably will be on a couple shows tonight. Just stay tuned. I'll definitely be on a show tomorrow. But just make sure y'all tune in because I am going to go live more often. You never know when I'm going to go live. I'm going to go live more often. Yes, DMVR will be going live in about 30 minutes. They was covering the Denver Broncos start of training camp. So, do you think this was talked about when prom? Yes, yes. So one of the things I'll tell you right now, if y'all think this didn't happen for no reason, this was a calculated move. Coach Prime put a plan like, hey man, listen, if the Pac-12 don't do this, get us to the Big 12, right? Because think about it like this: if the national brand of Colorado has grown so much, right? Does it make sense to go to the Big 10 or the Big 12? Yes, the Big 10 can offer Colorado more money, but geographically, the better move for Colorado would be going to the Big 12 because of recruiting wise. I'm looking at everything as recruiting wise. Like when you think about going to like the Big 10, you're gonna go against the Ohio States, you got the Michigans, you got UCLA, you got USC, you got Iowa, you got Wisconsin. Like you got those 6 teams, right? That you got to compete against. Well, if you go with the Big 12, who you really have to compete with, right? Think about who are the big dogs, right? So you got your Texas teams, right? So you got what, 4 teams in Texas. You got UCF, right? You got Kansas, you got K State, you got Iowa State, right? It's gonna be a 14-team league, but see you can come and dominate and affect recruiting at a high level faster, and you're gonna be able to recruit the players that can go home and be able to play. So when you talk about Texas, right? Just think about, say you got Texas Tech, you got Baylor, and you got Houston on the schedule, right? 2 of those 3 teams you play in Texas that year. Not only are you winning recruits out of Texas, but you're also having they also get to come home and play. That's a key factor, right? So if I'm gonna leave home, but then I know that every year I'm gonna be able to come home and play games in front of my family and friends, that's like a no-brainer. Why wouldn't I want to go to Colorado? Because that's gonna make me want to go there even more. So when you look about, oh yeah, TCU. Yeah, I did say four. I did say four in the Big 12. So, but yeah, so you got TCU, you got Houston, Baylor, Texas Tech. 4 teams in the Big 12, right? So think about it. Every year you could possibly play a minimum of 2 games with the possibility of playing 3 to 4 games in Texas. I don't think they will make them play all 4 games in Texas, but hypothetically, like if you want to take it out of the realm, you can go, you can go with 4 teams in the state of Texas, right? And playing a minimum of 2 games in Texas. That's huge in the recruiting world because now, mom, dad, uncle, grandma can come watch you play. Going to Colorado, you're around an NFL staff that's gonna get you prepared for NFL. You got great defensive backs. You know, it's only thing we're doing now is just stockpiling, right? Stockpiling recruits, recruit on top of recruit on top of recruit. And keep in mind, Coach Prime only won 20% from high school ranks. So that 20% is going to be elite out of elite. So now, when you talk about that 20%, that's dominated by pretty much two states, right? Texas, Florida. That's going to be the two states that's going to be dominated in recruiting. So if you're stealing players from Texas and Florida, you have no choice but to be great because that's football states. Like that's what it is. So I definitely think that for sure it was a calculated move by Coach Prime. Something that he talked about, something that he wanted to do before he got there, and it's all coming to fruition, and everything's at a fast track. Now you just gotta wait for all the winning that's gonna come, all the dominance that's gonna come, all the dogs that's gonna come, because more dogs are coming. You can book it. More dogs are coming. Be ready. I think Rick George just did a great job anchoring this deal. You know, to go from like not having a media deal to roughly getting 35 to 45 million annually is big for a school, right? That's so many things that you can upgrade at the school, the facility, just to let you know that, we coming. Oh, it's coming out of. I just chose not to put it on, but I definitely do have a CU backdrop. So be prepared, be ready, because it's coming. Uh, I'm just this is my third time going live. If you missed my lives earlier, it's what it is. But yeah, I definitely got a CU background that's coming that I got I custom made and did some things to it. But just the excitement. But I'm about to jump off here in a couple minutes. I just want to holler at you guys just to let CU is going to the Big 12. Here within the next 48 hours. Is the ink is going to be dry soon. This is a great time to really think about what's coming. Just because of like, man, I look at recruiting, the dominance, and on top of that, one thing that changed next year that a lot of people forget about is the college football playoffs. The college football playoff expands. So you think CU ain't gonna be in the college football playoffs next year? They coming. We coming. So best believe the content is gonna get greater because there's more opportunity, right? And so everything when it comes down to the college playoffs next year is gonna come down to seeding, right? What seeding do we get to match up with the right teams, right? Do we have to grow out trenches? I think that's the two key areas that we'll focus on this offseason is is bringing in more dogs at the in the trenches. I'm not worried about the outside. We're going to get those athletes, but as long as we can fix the interior and the trenches on both sides and keep getting depth there, just in case of an injury, the more and more everything gets exciting day by day. Be ready. August 2nd is coming, baby. And thank you guys for tuning in to Rob the Man Media, baby. And I'll see you guys soon.